Hi guys, I'm Kushan from Sri Lanka and welcome to the QA talk session. So in this talk, I'm going to talk about the voyage to be a test automation professional. The talk is about for people who are engaged more on manual testing and how they can transform themselves into a test automation career. So moving on, the bitter truth of today is that most companies are like engaged on manual testing. Though when they recruit people, they interview on test automation, they check on test automation, but unfortunately, the QA professionals who have joined has to undertake a lot of manual testing, whereas the layer is less in test automation practice. So the other one is the people are so busy and they just engage on manual testing and they are not even trying to learn test automation from home. The technical phobia is another issue that people are reluctant to undertake more technical testing, more on test automation, learn on programming languages. But the problem arises when people have to actually uh, want to change their job due to certain reasons, and they find that when they apply, even some organizations does not even call for interviews because they don't have a kind of a mm, background on test automation. They have not learned test automation, not undertook a course, and they have not practiced it. So then the other one is some of the people, due to their personal commitments, they want to go for a higher pay scale. But in most of the countries, test automation, performance testers, and security testers are given a high pay grade. But people want to go for the high pay grade, but they don't have the necessary skills in test automation to go to that. The other problem arises when people want to migrate to other countries like United States, United Kingdom, Canada. But in these countries, most of the organizations are like, undertaking test automation as a practice in their test process. But people can't apply for migration because they don't have necessary skills. So let's see how we can start this journey on test automation learning. First of all, it's the mindset. We should have a passion to learn new things, to experiment new things, and to do a lot of R&D. So the passion is the most critical one that we should have to start this journey. Dedication to learn. So you have to dedicate some hours. So if the company is not, practicing test automation, you have to do it at your, personal hours. So you have to dedicate some hours, 1 or 2 hours or 3 hours to learn test automation from your home, from your personal time. So then the commitment is the mandatory thing. So each time, each day, you have to commit like 1 or 2 hours to learn this, new practice called test automation. So that momentum should maintain daily. And if you maintain it daily, it will be an investment for your career, which will gain a better return. So how can I start test automation? As we know, Selenium is 80% of the testing industry uses Selenium, and it's the most popular tool since it's open source and free. So we have to have the objective of first learning Selenium, and first we have to start learning Java programming. So you can go to sites like Tutorials Point, Good99, and learn the basics of Java program like decision, basic commands, then decision statements, for loops, file handling, all these things. And your next objective of learning Java is to learn object orientation practices like inheritance, polymorphism, then abstraction, encapsulation, all these things, because when you face an interview, the interviewer actually checks these areas whether you are proficient in Java. So what is your next move? Learn Selenium, read about Selenium. What is Selenium? You should know about what is this tool about, what it does, what are the limitations of it, and also the basic commands of Selenium. Then first, what you have to do is you have to install the prerequisite software. If you are doing it in Java, you have to install IntelliJ or Eclipse, and also JDK 1.8, which is highly stable. Then what we have to do is you have to start basic scripting, like take a login scenario and start scripting. Look at some sample coding, put it down, study it, but don't buy hard it. Learn the logics, and then start scripting some demo scenarios that you can from your home. And also learn supportive tools like TestNG, because you are using TestNG as the test execution framework, and also XPath, which will come most handy. So after learning that, what is my next move? That will be the question. So create test automation framework. So you have to create a test automation framework, because most of the companies, that means a lot of the companies, when you want to keep the test automation practice going on, you just don't scripts like, you know, like the way you want. You have to adhere the test you have to create the scripts according to the test automation framework. So it's a platform for, you know, implementing standards on test automation. So test automation is done on coding standards and also test automation standards. So test automation framework promotes reusability, configurability, and reportability, extendability, okay, and also portability. So these are the kind of things that you should know how you can build a framework. So this is what is demanded in the industry. You should know as a QA professional how you can build a framework from scratch and script within the framework. So then since you are done, since you are halfway of the journey, the next thing that you have to do is to look at the integration tools, like the CI/CD tools like Jenkins, Circle CI, and TeamCity. So you can go through ample. There are a lot of tutorials which will show you how to do this by step. So you should know how to integrate your created test automation framework into these CI/CD tools. Then also look at Jenkins. You should look at Docker. So you have to look at Docker and how to implement Selenium within Docker. So Docker commands you should know, because Docker is a highly demanded tool in the industry. So you have to look at these supportive tools like Docker, how to implement Selenium within Docker, and also Kubernetes. So finally, yeah, I have done all my way to my test automation voyage. So now it's where we go into multiple destinations. So first of all, we know Selenium in Java, but we have to enhance it to be used in .NET and also Python, Ruby, JavaScript, because it's highly demanding, because you don't know what job opportunity you might get. You might get a Python Selenium based job opportunity, automation career. So you have to be flexible to move into other languages, and also not just complete Selenium and keep quiet. You have to go to other API tools like web services, test automation tools like Rest Assured, and also Windows automation like Winamp Driver, then mobile automation like Appium. So you have to know the tool, the APIs, or the tools like Catalan Studio, Robot Framework, UFT, so you can practice them. Commercial tools, you can download them, practice during the trial. So a lot of things you have to do. You have to expand yourself, and you should not be replaced by another person. So you have to be unique, creative, out of the box thinking. You have to perform well, and do a lot of reading. Go through, when you get problems, go through Stack Overflow, find the solutions, try to implement them, and it's a pretty handy site. And also go and read the blogs, the tutorials of other tools, how to implement them, how to integrate certain technologies, libraries, and also you have to do experimentation, because experimentation is much valuable here. So you have to do a lot of R&D. So this is the voyage of being highly successful competitive QA test automation professional in the industry. Hope you like my QA talks. Have a great day, guys.